Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Bharat Kamma's Dear Comrade, featuring Vijay Deverakonda and Rashmika Mandanna. Vijay Deverakonda plays a character named Bobby and Rashmika Mandanna plays Lily. The first few scenes of the film play like outtakes from Arjun Reddy. Bobby, who's a stud rebel hero, is hurting because Lily has left him. Now, in a very short span, Vijay Deverakonda has made the Devdas as temperamental rock star prototype his own. So when you see this film's tagline, fight for what you love, you think he's going to fight for his lover, that is Lily. But this tagline is a clever diversion. In the first few scenes, we are set up for the Vijay Deverakonda persona that we know. He keeps getting into fights, he's a hothead, he's not driven especially by some ideology, even though he's part of the students union, but he doesn't particularly seem driven by any kind of ideology. It's more like he likes getting into fights. The film is about what happens when Bobby stops being a hothead, well, mostly, and starts to understand the meaning of the word comrade, the ideology behind it. Fight for what you love, the tagline turns out it's not about Bobby at all. Yes, he loves Lily and he loses her, and in a way he is fighting for her, for a while at least, but the tagline turns out to be about Lily, and what she loves isn't just Bobby but the game of cricket. She's a state level player, but something happens, something is Me Too related, and now she has stopped, she has given up the game. Her return to the crease is what this Dear Comradeship is all about. Dear Comrade thus is quite a unique film. On one level, it is a love story, but on the other hand, it isn't quite a love story. On the one hand, we have the considerable pleasure of spending time with an easy on the eye couple, compounded with an easy on the ear score by Justin Prabhakaran. But it's not just about looks. Both Vijay Deverakonda and Rashmika Mandanna are absolutely amazing. When Bobby tells Lily that he loves her, it's a very beautifully directed scene in the midst of a wedding. She kind of backs off, and this is the first sign that we get that this is not just that love story that we were promised. In the first half, Bobby wants Lily to stay, but she leaves, and in the second half, it's swapped. It's as if the personalities have been swapped. The reverse happens. Now she wants him, and he says, well, there are more important things than love. All the duets are exhausted in the first half, and Dear Comrade turns Bobby into Lily's therapist, cheerleader and conscience. It's not that Bobby has stopped loving Lily, it's just that she's no longer the Lily that he fell in love with, and getting her back to being that Lily, the Lily who played cricket, is the first on the list of his priorities. The writing refreshingly doesn't explain everything. There's always enough for us to connect the dots. For example, there's a part where Bobby calms down, he mellows down, and then he turns into a hothead again. And why does he do that? Because of what happens to Lily. And these graphs are very well constructed. But there are other places where you wish the script had been shaped better. For example, Bobby's grandfather, who's the owner of this philosophy that Bobby inherits, he could have really been more than just a doodle on the screenplay's pages. There's a part where Bobby gets into sound recording, nature therapy, those kinds of things, and you wish a little bit had gone into saying how he found that, how that influenced him. But my biggest problem with the film, the most problematic aspect, is the parts, the cheap melodrama in the parts where we learn what really happened to Lily. These parts needed to be way more sophisticated because the rest of the movie is. But by the end, I still bought the whole thing because I'm a sucker for love stories, and also the fight for what you love turns out to be Bobby's fight for Lily and Lily's fight for justice. Dear Comrade contains all the things that we love about traditional mainstream cinema. There are songs, there are dances, all these lovely things. But I was very impressed by its utter commitment to the other story, that is the non-love story. This is such a sensitive film. Bobby isn't the savior who snaps his fingers and frees Lily from her trauma. He has to wait until she is ready to do what he wants her to do. It's so lovely, and it's so amazing to see a young hero actually say, I will take a backseat to the heroine's journey in this film, and that is why this film works. So that's it for Dear Comrade. The full review's up on the Film Companion website. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and see you soon at the movies.